Is TQM Part 3 exam guideline. For your TQM elements, you need to explain or discuss how will this TQM element impact large businesses. Now, don't think of skills development, for example, as large businesses have more skills and therefore they can produce more things or near. Look at it, for example, if I look at a large business, they have money to send workers on training. Can a small business have money to send workers on training? Most of them don't. If you think of the tuck shop, do they need trained and skilled workers? Now they can get by with unskilled workers or semi-skilled workers for that matter as well. So some of the work don't require skilled workers and therefore they don't do TQM. Reminder, adequate financing and capacity refers to the size of the business and the amount of money they have. And guys, like I said, places like Anglo and Pick n Pay and Absa, they have a lot of money available. And therefore, they have sufficient money to test everything before they implement it. So they can try things out to see if it works. They can afford to change up the system, send their workers for training, prevent errors from happening. They can do market research, in other words, continuous client satisfaction, gather information. They can buy the best raw materials and equipment. Why? Because they have the money to do so. Things, if the company's demand for the product increase and they now have to produce goods much faster, then the company might take a big chunk of their money and therefore might start to lack capital or are scared to spend as much money and therefore buy lower quality products. That also happens. In some cases, these companies are growing so quickly that it consumes large amounts of capital, and then if expansion fails, that whole company can fail. And like I said, in most cases, if I link it to the previous TQM element, if my company expands too quickly because of client satisfaction or better processes and systems, quality becomes the last thing on our minds. Our last TQM element, monitoring and evaluation of quality processes. Like I said, monitoring and evaluation is very fancy words for inspections. Now guys, your large companies, like I've said before, have a separate customer care area. They have a separate research and development, separate HR function. And same goes when it comes to quality. They have a separate quality function, a group of people that checks. Now, what are the advantages if we can carry out checks? We can prevent products from being defective and therefore minimize wasting products or even minimizing customers complaining. If I am prone to checking, I can replace machines before it breaks down and therefore avoid stoppages. The business will be able to get things right the first time around. Go back to my quality assurance. We said quality assurance is getting things right the first time. I can also improve the performance in my business and therefore maintain high quality standards. Remember quality performance, each function can do quality. And then I can also, as part of this, I will set up clear indication, clear targets. My workers will know exactly what is expected of them, and therefore we can achieve our goals. Then, if you see the word silos, silos means each function works by itself. And therefore, marketing might be busy with something, public relations is busy with something, production is busy with something. But if these functions don't communicate, that causes problems with quality. Because I might put out a product for my customers, but what they get is something different, and there goes the whole public image, my PR as well. Because the functions work so very separately, And because there are so many quality checks and quality controls to go through, it takes longer to detect problems or even for the business to respond to their weaknesses. And then it is not viable, it's not possible to check every single product. Now, guys, in your large businesses, if they mass produce, they usually work on a 3%. They check 3% of all of the items that are produced. If that 3% is correct, they say the other 97% also has to be correct. Okay.